Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? ¿Cómo están? Estamos de vuelta aquí en el espacio de Glaretum y pues estamos, como les hemos dicho en algunas ocasiones, pues estamos tratando de traer esta información, de traer gente, traer invitados aquí en la página de Glaretum y pues el día de hoy nos acompaña una persona, yo creo que anda en todas partes allá en Estados Unidos, su nombre es Ron Sparkman. Y déjenme les platico un poquito de quién es Ron Sparkman. Tiene un currículum muy amplio y anda por todos lados. Es con ganas el chico. Apenas, de hecho, lo hemos estado empezando a seguir desde hace como un añito. De hecho, no creo que tiene más tiempo que lo hemos estado siguiendo, pero anda metido en todas partes y nos quisimos hallar el tiempo para invitarlo. Y déjenme les leo un poquito de toda la reseña que tiene Ron Sparkman. Mira, él es el fundador de Stardom, está trabajando en Explore Mars y también es prácticamente todas las comunicaciones que tienen que ver con la cumbre de Humans to Mars. También es el cofundador de I Love Mars y pues trabaja como corresponsal se llama Curiosity Correspondent de Space Foundation del Discovery Center. Ese es prácticamente todo su trabajo y pues tiene un amplio, como les digo, está muy lleno. Él es de Estados Unidos, entonces vamos a estar traduciendo como le hemos hecho en algunas ocasiones. Entonces, si tienen dudas, si tienen preguntas con él, pues bueno, adelante. Entonces, pues vamos a darle la bienvenida a Ron Sparkman. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. It's 2 p.m. my time, so this is like 5 o'clock in the morning, if I'm being honest, to me.
Okay,
I like to stay up late.
Sí, dice que para su lugar, pues son las 2 de la tarde, así es de que, pues, como quiera le gusta estar en la noche platicando. So, thank you, Ron Sparkman, for accepting our invitation. Gracias por aceptar nuestra invitación. Y pues, primero que nada, quiero que nos platiques cómo empezaste tú con todo esto del espacio. First of all, I want you to tell us, how do you start with all this space thing? I don't know if you started as a space geek or as astronomy geek. I don't know which one of those.
Yeah, sure. So whenever I first got into space was actually really recently. We normally have a lot of people that have, that have loved space since they were kids. You know, they saw rocket launches or they saw the shuttle launches and all of that. That is not what happened with me. So it was actually later in my life. It was about 6 years ago. And I watched the very first episode of the new version of Cosmos with Neil deGrasse Tyson. And that was it, man. I watched the first 15 minutes and I fell in love with space. And I've been doing it ever since then. I absolutely fell in love with the universe and what's out there and those possibilities. And here I am.
Ok, fíjense lo que dice. Dice, no soy como todas las personas que empezamos a gustarnos la astronomía desde cuando éramos chicos, sino yo empecé desde hace 6 años y pues empecé con la serie de Cosmos en donde está Neil deGrasse Tyson. Y déjenme les digo algo, Ron Sparkman had the opportunity to interview Neil deGrasse Tyson like 8 months ago, right?
Yeah. So it was actually, I think it was 4 months. Well,
okay. I remember. 4 months.
So COVID, right? We gotta love COVID because like everything's just kind of gelling together. It all feels like the same thing. Okay. So we did it right before the 13th, like the last episode of the new Cosmos Possible Worlds came out. So it was like 3 or 4 days before that. So it was really exciting to talk to him about that. It was awesome.
Sí, entonces fíjense, él tuvo la oportunidad de entrevistar a Neil deGrasse Tyson 4 meses atrás, pero es con la nueva serie de Los Posibles Mundos, que es la nueva serie que ya está saliendo. Entonces, fíjense, él empezó hace 6 años y pues ya anda bien metido en todo el show y pues está muy padre. Primera pregunta, how did you feel interviewing Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Man, so it's a really interesting thing. So I fell in love, watched the show, watched Cosmos, and it was obviously it just changed the way that I looked at the world. And to interview him, this was the second time that I interviewed him on my channel on Stardom.
On Stardom.
Yeah, on Stardom at Stardom Space, and down there. Right there. Hold on, wait. Let me do the thing there. There we go. So this was the second time, and the first time I was so incredibly nervous. And this time was one of those things that I've been around him enough that I started to feel comfortable. Well, I mean, he's still my role model, man. He's the guy that, made me a science communicator. Him and Druyan and everybody that was part of Cosmos, but Anne in particular because she was, she wrote it, her and this new season, and Steven Sutter for the last season. And it was wonderful, man. So many people saw it, and I was in the zone, and I felt really good. And we had such a great conversation. There was a lot of laughs. It was more of a fireside chat than most people have whenever they have a conversation with him. It's very direct, very scripted. There was certainly some questions I had in mind interviewing him, but this one was just everything was firing on all cylinders, man. We were laughing, we were joking, we were having a good time. You would think we were best friends that hung out all the time. We don't. I see him like once a year.
Okay, muy bien. Remember, Don. Okay, don't give me overflow on the translation.
Sure. Yeah, sure. No, sorry. I get excited, man. Obviously.
Yeah, okay, let me review. Ahí va. Fíjense lo que dice. Él es la segunda vez que lo entrevista y pues como quiera sigue siendo un personaje para él importante. ¿Ok? A role model, como le llaman en inglés, como es alguien que tú quieres ser. Entonces, pues la primera vez, pues sí estaba nervioso. La primera vez, pues fue en otro canal, pero la segunda vez fue en su canal Stardom. Entonces, pues ya se sentía un poquito más cómodo. Pues a lo mejor se dice que se siente como amigos, aunque no lo son, pero pues se siente genial. Ok, now we can go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I know I went for a long time there, so I'm sorry, guys. This is something that means a lot to me, so I didn't mean to ramble.
Sí, dice que se siente muy emocionado porque pues es algo muy padre para él, porque pues empezó a los 6, con esto de la astronomía y todo, pues él es importante, por eso se emocionó. Ok, hay algo que tienen que saber. Ron Sparkman speaks very fast. Ok, entonces tenemos que hacer la traducción muy rápido. Ok, muy bien. Go ahead, Ron. Yeah. So you were saying, so this was before you saw Cosmos, and then all of a sudden you said, okay, I want to start my whole show or something like that.
Yeah. So I watched the show, and after I watched it, I realized that I wanted to learn more, and I couldn't find resources for it. And so what I started doing was watching different TV shows, going to different museums, reading different books and things like that. And that's when I created what is now Stardom. It was originally called Opportunity U. And that's kind of how it all began.
Ok, miren, yo le pregunté que cómo es que empezó. ¿A poco nada más porque viste la pura serie tú quisiste empezar tu programa? Pues bueno, dice, él empezó a ver muchos programas y siguió leyendo. Y pues bueno, se animó a comenzar el Stardom. Antes se llamaba what was the name before?
Oh, it was Opportunity U. So the word opportunity, but with the U.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's Curiosity U, I mean, right? Curiosity for 70 U.
Well, the idea is that, once we understand and we learn science when it was Opportunity U, was that once we understand science and the universe and our place in it and how small our world is, we would be better stewards for our planet. We would want to take care of it. So if we look up, and the things that we understand, that gives us the opportunity to be better people, to take better care of our planet, to be better to each other, to reach out and learn more viewpoints, and just be more open-minded and loving and caring and exploring the world and all that fun stuff.
Okay, muy bien. So, Opportunity U es una frase que él, es un nombre que él escogió porque pues si nosotros vemos el cosmos, si nosotros vemos el universo, pues vamos a darnos cuenta de que pues somos muy poquitos, ¿no? Entonces, de esa manera tú comprendes más el universo, de esa manera tú llegas a querer el planeta, ¿de acuerdo? Entonces, por eso lo escogió y ahorita ya se llama Stardom. So, next from Stardom, how did you got involved in the Space Foundation?
Oh, man. My mom had passed away, and my very good friend Jeb wanted to move back to Colorado and be with his family. And he said, "Hey, man, I'm leaving Texas, and I want to go to like the Denver, Colorado Springs area." And we came up here, and at the time I was training to do the Everest Base Camp trek. And we were driving through Colorado Springs, checking out like the mountains and the views and stuff. And we drove by the Space Foundation. I'm like, oh my God, what is that? This place has its own space museum. It's the only solely space museum or discovery center in the entire state. And I saw that, and man, that's what helped me, really get into the idea of moving here. I started volunteering, and we'll talk a little bit more about it after you do the translation.
Muy bien. Sí, fíjense, dicen que iba pasando por what's the name of Hills? What's the name of the place you were traveling?
That's when I moved to Colorado Springs, Colorado. That's where I live now.
De Colorado se movió. Entonces dice que vio el centro de Space Foundation. Ok, Space Foundation es un lugar. Ok, Space Foundation Discovery Center, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Bueno, así se llama el lugar. Entonces él pasó por ahí y dice, oye, pues, ¿qué es esto? Yo quiero ser parte de esto. Entonces él se cambió de casa y empezó a hacer voluntariado. Entonces se empezó a voluntariar y pues ahí sí es como comenzó, porque también está la fundación se llama Space Foundation, que es otra gama de cosas que hacer. Pues ya saben que en Estados Unidos hay muchísimas cosas con el espacio. Entonces, pues Ron Sparkman ya es parte de Space Foundation. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So I started volunteering with Space Foundation, and I did 100 hours of volunteering in like the first month. I was the fastest person to ever get to 100 hours, and so my name was on the wall. And I knew that this was where I wanted to be. I knew that I wanted to work there, and so I had a really tough time in school. And I dropped out of high school. I was really badly bullied, so I dropped out of high school. So I went and got my GED, started going to community college, and started doing all the things that I could do to someday work at Space Foundation. And this is really perfect timing for our interview because a year last week is my anniversary working at the Space Foundation. And I love it so much. Like I've never loved the job as much as I do with Space Foundation and Explore Mars, which is the two companies that I contract with. And everybody that I work with is awesome. It's a big family. And I'm really fortunate, man. Not many people are as lucky as I am.
Ok, muy bien. Fíjense lo que dice. Empezó a voluntariarse y juntó 100 horas de voluntariado, 100 horas en el primer mes. Entonces, su nombre estaba prácticamente en la pared. Pasabas por ahí, Ron Sparkman, who is that guy? Who is the 100 hours volunteer? Y luego entonces, porque pasaban y veían las 100 horas de voluntariado. Entonces, pues, a él le gusta mucho. De hecho, tenía problemas él en la escuela. Después terminó otra licenciatura. Y de ahí, pues, empezó a aprender más del espacio y también es Explore Mars. Ese es otro de las que él tiene contrato. Entonces, pues, ahí empezó y pues dice que le gusta mucho, que le encanta y pues le apasiona prácticamente todo lo que tiene que ver con el espacio, ¿ok? Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, next part. Well, sorry, I was reading the comments, so I apologize I don't speak Spanish, but I see a lot of smiley faces and clapping and stuff, so I just want to say hi to everybody listening, and thank you for checking out the show today. Basically, the next thing was I started working there as the social media consultant, and I was only doing about, 20-ish hours or so a week. I wasn't there 2 months when they doubled my hours and brought me on for 40 hours a week. And that's when I became the chief curiosity correspondent for the Space Foundation Discovery Center. And when everything started happening with COVID in particular, I started doing a live version of our podcast called Space for You Live. And so twice a week, I was interviewing people all over the space industry, from Emily Calandrelli to Ana Cristina Alvera, to just really, every single guest I had was wonderful. And so I get to do a lot of really cool things. Social media is fun, but there's so much more to it than what a lot of people do. And I know that you know that with having the platform that you have, producing shows like these, creating graphics. There's just so much to what we get to do, and all of it's fun. It's an exciting thing, and it allows us to be creative and share this thing that we love with so many people, man. I'm really lucky to do what I get to do.
Ok, muy bien. Fíjense lo que dice. Ahorita primero, pues estaba leyendo los comentarios. Dice, disculpen porque pues no sé hablar español, por eso estamos haciendo la traducción. Entonces les manda saludos a todos y que pues muchas gracias por haberse conectado. Y dice que una vez cuando él comenzó a estar de voluntariado, pues lo único que hacía pues era como un consultor de comunicación. Entonces tenía 20 horas y cuando menos pensó tenía 40 horas ya. Después de ahí comenzó porque tenía su show de Opportunity for You, tenía su show de Opportunity for You en podcast y comenzó a hacerlo de manera en vivo, así como lo está haciendo ahorita. Por ejemplo, así como nosotros tenemos este modelo, él comenzó a realizar este tipo de eventos. Entonces estaba entrevistando a gentes dos veces por semana alrededor de todo lo que tiene que ver con el espacio, y entre uno de ellos pues está Ana Cristina Olvera. Ana Cristina Olvera pues es una chica que trabaja en NASA en español y es muy activa también. De hecho, Ana Cristina Olvera también forma parte del equipo con este Ron Sparkman y ha entrevistado mucha gente, y pues así es como comenzó, y toda la información que él está compartiendo. Y pues dice, nosotros aquí pues en México pues sabemos que el estar creando gráficas, el estar pues buscando gente para compartir, pues sí se requiere de su trabajo y esfuerzo.
Can you do a translation for me? Would you mind?
Sí.
Will
Yes.
you tell everybody that I said how awesome it is that you do a show like this, where you take everything we say and translate it to them to do this kind of science communication? This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen, and I know it's got to be extremely difficult to have a conversation with somebody and then translate this. I just think you're the coolest thing ever, man. I love this.
Gracias. Fíjense lo que me dijo que les dijera. Me dice que quiere agradecer al programa que estamos haciendo, porque el hecho de que él esté compartiendo la ciencia y pues lo está haciendo en inglés y que yo esté haciendo la traducción en español, pues que se siente muy contento, porque pues es algo muy padre. Y a lo mejor dice que es difícil porque a veces ya ve que, por ejemplo, él habla bien rápido, pues nosotros tenemos que estar aquí y entonces en español.
I don't know what you said, but I got the body language.
You came up with 100 words per second, so I have to translate all of them. Oh, he said yes, and that's it.
What's funny is as I'm purposely slowing myself down and shortening my answers, because I'm just so used to kind of just having fun, man. But so we were talking about Space Foundation. You want me to to tell you a little bit more about kind of what we do and then what we're doing now, or do we want to? I just want to make sure where we were at first.
Yeah, you can speak. You can speak on Space Foundation. It's great.
Sure. Okay. So the next thing that we've done is recently I started doing. I switched Space for You Live to a web event series. That's just the Space Foundation Discovery Center web event series. We're working on a name, but we are going to do. We do it twice a month. And the next one's going to be the Overview Effect. And we're going to speak with Frank White, who is the author of the Overview Effect. He's talked to, I don't remember how many astronauts, but tons of them. We're going to have the Cosmic Perspective team, Mary Liz Bender and Ryan Chelinsky, and Rachel Lyons, who is the executive director of Space for Humanity, which is a contest to take regular people just like you and I to space. And then I'm working on an astronaut that's going to be on that one as well. So that's what's coming up next on the 25th.
Ok. Bueno, fíjense que está diciendo todo lo que está haciendo con Stardom, pues está haciendo otro programa que todavía no tienen el nombre, pero, por ejemplo, pues ya está entrevistando, pues se va a entrevistar a un astronauta. Can you repeat the second thing that you said about the...
The next web event series is called the Overview Effect. Mm-hmm.
Ok, ese es el otro evento que va a tener. Entonces se llama Event Series, right? You have a name for that?
Not it's yet, just right? The Space Foundation. We're working on a name for it, but it's just the Space Foundation Discovery Center web event series for now. But the next panel is called the Overview Effect.
Ok, y el otro panel que vas a trabajar, pues se llama The Overview Panel, ¿verdad? O sea, es el panel para revisar toda la información, ¿de acuerdo?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then it was the author of the Overview Effect, Frank White.
Frank White, okay.
Yep. And then it's going to be Mary Liz Bender and Ryan Chalinsky of The Cosmic Perspective. They're videographers and the rocket launch videographers and journalists. Really? And then we have Rachel Lyons, who is the executive director of Space for Humanity, which is an organization that is going to try to take regular people like you and I to space, to suborbital space. So they have a competition for it that people can enter.
Ok, entonces, por ejemplo, pues también van a ir muchos reporteros, pues todos los que se dedican a registrar todo este tipo de eventos y pues van a mandar, o bueno, van a tratar de conectar a gente regular como nosotros, pues para este tipo de eventos. Okay.
And then we're working on getting an astronaut on the panel to talk about actually going to space and experiencing the overview effect. So for people that don't know what the overview effect is, it's what astronauts say they feel and experience whenever they go to space and they're in orbit and they see the Earth without borders and they see, you know, that thin blue line of the atmosphere and realize how small our planet really is and that we should take care of each other and just be, you know, be better to each other.
Ok, y fíjense, y pues voy a entrevistar a este astronauta y pues en Estados Unidos o en inglés se le llama el overview effect. El overview effect pues es el efecto que hace que tienen los astronautas cuando se van al espacio. Entonces ven el planeta sin fronteras, sin nada, y ven una delgada línea que es la atmósfera. Entonces eso es lo que quieren compartir. Y pues de hecho hay otros entrevistas de astronautas en donde ven y pues I'm going to say this in English. For example, I was watching the other day that was astronaut, perhaps I remember that he was saying, for a moment, you're in Taiwan. The next second, you're in the United States. And the next second, you're in Africa. So it's no borders at all.
Yes, sir.
What you're watching the whole world right in front of you. Entonces, lo que dije en español, lo que dije en inglés es de que hubo una entrevista en donde están entrevistando a un astronauta, donde él interpreta y dice, es que yo estoy viendo el país de Taiwán y luego de repente veo Estados Unidos y luego veo África y pues es todo el mundo sin frontera.
So, yeah, man, we're doing a lot of really cool things at Space Foundation. We're continuing to move forward. You know, the world has gone digital, it's gone virtual, and you know, we're putting more stuff out there. One of my coworkers, Rachel English, has a new series called Blast Off. And yeah, so she's really great. I do live streams of all the major launches like Perseverance and Launch America. And we've been really fortunate that Ana Cristina Olvera will come on and do something similar to what you do. She will give a 5 to 10 minute breakdown of the launch in Spanish. And it's awesome. People love it, man. Colorado has a very large Latin community, and it's always awesome. And speaking of which, we've actually talked to Anna, and you know, you and I were talking about this the other day with the other organization I work with. This is a good segue with Explore Mars. Anna's going to do the entire Humans to Mars Summit, and she's going to do the Spanish translation of it for us, so that way we can get it out to the larger audience and share it with people, probably just like the ones that are watching this show.
Muy bien. Y luego dice, pues hemos estado haciendo muchas cosas, pues ya que la mayoría pues son cosas virtuales y pues se intenta de que todos sepan. Por ejemplo, hay otro programa. The name of the program, the show, it was...
Oh, yeah. So the event that we're doing is going to be a 4-day summit called the Humans to Mars Summit.
Ok, Humans to Mars Summit, o sea, es la cumbre de humanos a Marte, y va a estar Ana Cristina Olvera. Ana Cristina Olvera pues va a estar haciendo toda la traducción de todo el evento, pues para que mucha gente, pues como si se fijan, pues todo el continente americano, pues son prácticamente 20 países que hablamos español, y nada más está Canadá y Estados Unidos que hablan inglés. Entonces, pues Ana Cristina Olvera va a estar haciendo toda la traducción del evento. Y pues así eventos como este, pues es prácticamente lo que se está compartiendo, ¿ok?
Yeah. So the Humans to Mars Summit it was one of the first events that I ever spoke at some years ago, and I absolutely loved it. I loved all the people at Explore Mars, and now you know, I get to call my family. We do a lot of really excellent things. We've been doing a web series over there that we were doing at minimum every few weeks. And now we're moving that into the Virtual Humans to Mars Summit, and we're over the moon with the people that we've got. We've still got a couple surprises lined up, but we've got Emily Calandrelli, we have Alyssa Carson, we have Leland Melvin. We have so many incredible people that are going to be on the show, that are going to be at the event this year, virtually.
Sí, pues bueno, pues todo el evento va a ser virtual, ¿verdad? Pues con todo esto lo de la pandemia. Y pues a ver, muchos invitados, entre ellos pues está Alyssa Carson. Alyssa Carson pues es una chica que se está entrenando pues para ir al planeta Marte. Y pues ella también figura en muchas de las publicaciones que andan por ahí en internet. Y ella también va a ser unos invitados. Entonces lo que sí quieren pues es de que haya mucha gente que esté en el evento, pero va a ser virtual todo el evento, el Humans to Mars Summit.
Yes, sir. And so, the goal of Explore Mars is to get humans to Mars in the 2030s. We've been working on it for so long, and there's so much happening right now that is moving us forward. Everything from, the space agencies all over the world. I mean, we have the UAE, we have the US, and we have China, all on their way to Mars right now, all within a few weeks. That all happened in July. I mean, the world is on its way to Mars. We're moving forward. And on top of that, we also have the private space companies, in particular SpaceX, who are working to get us to Mars. We're going to see this finally become a reality. And we have the organization, long before I was involved, was a big piece of that. If anybody is a fan of and pays attention to NASA here in the U.S., last year, Jim Bridenstine and the vice president were talking about the moon and Mars. And whenever the administrator of NASA said, "We've got the Mars guy here," he was pointed at and was talking about Chris Carberry, our CEO. When the head of NASA says that the Mars guy in the crowd is the CEO of your organization, that it's something that people take seriously. And the whole team is wonderful to work for, and Chris is really passionate about this and brings such a great group of people in on our team alongside our wonderful president, Janet Ivey from Janet's Planet. So if you got kids and they love space and science, tell them to check out Janet's Planet. She does some really cool stuff.
Ok, muy bien. Vamos. Ok, dice, Explore Mars. El objetivo principal, pues, es mandar gente a Marte, ¿verdad? Entonces, pues, hay muchas asociaciones, por ejemplo, pues, están los Emiratos Árabes, está China, está Estados Unidos, que todos están, pues, mandando todo su equipamiento, las sondas, los rovers, todo lo que tengan que mandar para Marte. Entonces, pues, prácticamente la humanidad se está yendo a Marte. Y esto, pues, dice mucho, porque toda esta exploración, pues, ayuda, ¿verdad? Sin duda ayuda. Pero, por ejemplo, hubo una situación que nos estaba diciendo Ron Sparkman, en donde dijo, ¿dónde está el señor de Marte, de Men of Mars? Dijo el CEO de la asociación en la que está trabajando. Entonces, esto es algo muy importante, porque realmente se están tomando en serio de que van a hablar y van a llegar personas al Marte. Hace poco, pues, estaba hablando Jim Bridenstine con él de la Luna y de Marte. Entonces, pues, es prácticamente ya, porque también por ahí, pues, está SpaceX, que también es una de las agencias que está impulsando, pues, para poder proveer todo el equipamiento. Por ahí está el Starship aquí en Boca Chica. Entonces, están trabajando en todo eso, pues, para poder que sea una realidad, todo el Explore to Mars. Okay.
Yeah, so we're doing some really cool stuff. Check out our social media for Explore Mars, which is it's exploremars.org on Facebook, and then we're Explore Mars on Twitter and on Instagram. We are, just want to make sure that I get it right. I don't want to get in trouble. Yeah, it's also at Explore Mars. And what we're doing right now is twice a day we're announcing new speakers, and we're going to bump that up starting Monday to 4 speakers a day to get everybody out that's coming. That's how many people we've got for this 4-day event. So we're really excited, and we might have some really cool announcements soon, so make sure to check it out.
Ok, muy bien. Entonces el Explore to Mars, porque también había dicho ahorita que se me pasó a decir, es de que si ustedes tienen niños, pues es un evento muy padre que van a estar para todos los niños. Entonces, síganlo en todas las redes sociales. Explore to Mars es Instagram, Explore to Mars, Facebook, Explore to Mars, and YouTube. Do you have YouTube?
Yeah, we do have YouTube, and it is, I believe it is also exploremars.com. Let me just make sure exactly what we are here. I'm sorry, exploremars.org is how you can find it. So just type that in.
Yep. Exploremars.org. Entonces, pues estas es las redes sociales para que lo sigan. Digo, I'm gonna do a personal opinion. Entonces, síganlo porque hace muchas cosas Ron Sparkman, está metido en muchas partes, si se fijan, y de hecho ahorita en la tarde va a estar platicando con Neil deGrasse Tyson y va a estar platicando con esta Abigail Bolingo.
Yeah, so it'll be Neil deGrasse Tyson, Abigail Bolenbach, who is Bolenbach, who is she is the host of Infinity and Beyond for Astronomy Magazine. Astronomy Magazine. Yeah, that Astronomy Magazine.
Sí, entonces va a estar Neil deGrasse Tyson y está Abigail Bolenbach.
Yep.
Que está en Astronomy Magazine, donde hace sus propios videos también para la revista.
And Bianca, I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher your last name, and I'm going to have to listen to it again. It's Bianca Tefelo, I think is how you say it, but it's spelled Bianca Cefalo. She's a rocket scientist. She works with UNUSA. She does a lot of things that are really amazing. And then we have the very, very popular alternative rock band Cold is going to be on the show too, which is my all-time favorite band. So I get my favorite scientist and my favorite band on the same show. It's crazy. I got to do that. I got to do the Neil.
Ok, muy bien. Y luego aparte pues va a estar otra que se llama científica de cohetes, y pues hay una banda que también van a estar ahí, entonces pues va a estar todo mezclado. Dice Ron Sparkman de que tiene su científica favorita con su banda favorita, entonces va a estar todo revuelto. Muy bien. Very good.
And so that's going to be tonight at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, which I believe is an hour behind you. And we're really excited about it. You can check it out on my pages at Stardom Space on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. And then on the Clear Skies Network, all one word, on Twitch TV, that's our home. That's our main page for the show, which also has a bunch of other astronomy shows and astrophotography shows and talk show type stuff like what I do.
Ok, muy bien. Entonces, pues el evento va a ser el día de hoy también es a las 8 allá, ok, pero aquí va a ser a las 9, bueno, en la GMT-5. Entonces, faltan 6 horas para que comience el evento desde ahorita. Entonces, para que se programen, sigan a Stardom en todas las redes sociales, Stardom en Facebook, Stardom en Instagram, The Space Dude también. ¿Sí?
THEE, The Space Dude, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Sí, también en Facebook, en Twitter, en Instagram. Muy bien. Y algo más que se me pase. Acuérdense, Stardom en todas las redes sociales, The Space Dude también, con doble E. Y I don't know if we want to say anything else.
Drink?
Yeah, I need a drink. I need a beer.
Yeah, right? For real, man. Hey, dude, it's 2:30 here. I enjoy
It doesn't really matter the time, and we have beer.
I mean, today, so I'm technically with the event tonight. The reason why I was able to get all these great people together is it's technically my birthday live stream. My birthday is really on Tuesday, and I turned 39, so it's the last year of my 30s. I'm about to be over the hill. Over the hill, man. I'm getting old. So I've been very fortunate, man. I've had a really great life. That's the reason why I've still got my hair, and I don't have any. I've only got one gray hair. I found my first gray hair like 2 months ago. I was like, I almost made it to 40. But that's one of the reasons that's so exciting. So, hey, man, listen, you wanna go grab a margarita? I'm down. Let me hop on a plane.
Okay. Pues bueno, dice que pues es todo lo que está haciendo pues el evento ahorita a las 8, y pues de hecho pues cumple un año de todos los eventos estos, y pues la semana pasada cumplió 39 y que no había tenido ninguna cana, pero ahorita ya tiene una cana, entonces casi pasaba los 40 sin tener una cana, pero pues bueno, entonces pues es lo que él está haciendo, y pues como acuérdense, síganlo y todo Stardom y todo, ¿ok?
So because I don't speak Spanish, and again, I greatly appreciate my friend here translating for me. By the way, I still want one of those T-shirts, man. Was there anybody that was in the was there anybody in the comments that had any questions or anything for me? Because I don't know.
Okay, nada más dice, pues dice una disculpa porque pues yo no sé español, pero pues sí, le agradece pues aquí el que está traduciendo y déjame los leo que como quiera quiere una camisa como la mía, entonces déjame leer, all greetings, sí.
Lots of hellos and fun stuff. I kind of figured that's what it was, but I thought I'd check.
Sí, greetings from Ecuador. From República Dominicana.
Yeah, you're out everywhere, man. Like I see a bunch of different ones. Peru. Yeah. You got a great group, man. Yeah, see Ecuador. Yeah, this is awesome, man. You're out there. You're doing great stuff. So, I mean, it's I got to flip the table a little bit, man. Like, if for some reason there's a new audience with me sharing it and people are new, can you tell them about what you do? Like this, your organization is awesome, and I loved. You told me the story the other day, man, and you just grin ear to ear when you say it. So I'd love to hear you tell everybody like what Glaretum is, man, because it's awesome. It's such a cool platform.
Okay, thank you. I will be glad to translate everybody if you want.
He's like, I'll translate the world. Everybody. Like, I'll bring everybody on. I'll translate the whole thing.
No problem at all. Okay, muy bien. Sí, pues bueno, nada más me estaba diciendo de que pues que le gusta el programa, que le gusta este formato porque pues hay mucha gente que pues quiere informar y que pues le agradece a todos los que nos están siguiendo, que hay gente que está de Ecuador, de República Dominicana, de Perú, de Colombia, entre otros países que nos están viendo y que agradece a toda la audiencia que tenemos aquí en Glaretum y que pues le gusta todo este show, ¿ok?
You're the man. See, so I'm trying to think of what I didn't do this earlier. So one of the things that I want everyone to please check out is we're doing so many cool things at the Space Foundation, in particular with the Discovery Center. If you're ever in Colorado and you come to Colorado Springs, please get a hold of me. Come say hello. You can follow the Discovery Center on Facebook at SF Discovery Center and on Twitter at SFD Center. And then Instagram is Space Foundation. And then that is also awesome. Perfect. That's the website right there. So that's discoverspace.org. You can see right there is the events. If you look at education, we put out so much. I know so many people weren't able to have their kids in school this spring, and they might not be able to have them in school this fall. We have a ton of stuff on there that teaches space and science. If you go to the main page, there's a lot happening there.
Ok, fíjense lo que dice, lo que dice es de que este es el Discovery Center, Space Foundation Discovery Center. Si alguna vez ustedes van a Colorado y pasan por ahí, pues no duden en visitar este lugar que se llama Discovery Space Foundation Discovery Center. Entonces tiene muchas cosas para los niños, tiene muchas cosas para que ustedes se diviertan. Hay muchísimas actividades. No, es como cuando vas a la NASA. Para aquellas personas que han ido a la NASA también, por ejemplo, compran su ticket y pues empiezas a buscar actividades. Entonces, pues está muy padre, está muy interesante. Esa es la página de Discovery Space, es discoverspace.org o discoverspace.org y van a encontrar el Space Foundation Discovery Center y aquí están todos los eventos. Por ejemplo, si tú te quieres enlistar a algún evento, por ejemplo, aquí está alguna charla, la locación, aquí hay muchas actividades en donde ustedes pueden ir. Y I don't know, Ron, do you have the opportunity to speak with astronauts in the Space Foundation Discovery Center?
Oh, yeah. So I'm actually glad you mentioned that. We have this really cool platform called Audience with an Astronaut that we do both in person and virtually. And so we have Paul Lockhart and we have Dwayne Digger Carey that are current astronauts, but we've had so many cool people. I interview astronauts. In fact, like I said, the next 2 webinars that I'm doing for the Discovery Center will have a minimum of 1 astronaut. One of them might even have 3.
Okay, yeah. That's very good. Congratulations, Ron. You do an incredible job.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. It's I know that you understand it with what you get to do, man. This is it's a pleasure that we get to do these really cool things and just get to come on and smile ear to ear and talk about these things that we love. And it's that's a gift. Not everybody is that lucky that
Yeah.
I sometimes work, and I talk about this on social media, that I'll work 10 or 12-hour days, and people think I'm complaining. I'm like, no, today was so awesome. I couldn't end my day at 8 hours because 3 or 4 different cool things happened after 5 o'clock. I had to keep going.
Ok, fíjense, al principio yo le comencé a preguntar que si tenían algún tipo de charla con los astronautas y pues de hecho aquí en el Discovery Center tú tienes la oportunidad de platicar con los astronautas ya sea en persona o de manera virtual. Entonces yo le dije, qué padre que tienes la oportunidad de que tú entrevistes astronautas y dice, él tiene 2 astronautas en el webinar y puede ser que tenga hasta 3. Entonces, pues para él todo lo que es el espacio le gusta mucho y a veces está trabajando como hasta 12 horas y dicen, oye, pues ya bájale, no, y luego espérate, porque después de las 5 ha pasado muchísimas cosas muy interesantes que no puede decir que no.
And I mean, so again, there's so much you can find on the website. If you go to the front page, what you're going to see is all the different programs that we've put together over the last year in one place. So as you scroll down, all of that stuff is free. At the maximum, what you would have to do is give an email. And with our email, all we're doing is just sending you the next thing. Here's this next panel that we're doing. We have an audience with an astronaut coming up. We've got a really cool, safety precautions in place event that's happening with social distancing. So we do a lot of cool stuff.
Ok, entonces, pues, si gustan visitar la página de Discovery Space, pues aquí van a encontrar prácticamente todas las cosas que son gratuitas. Lo único que necesitan, si quieren recibir cada nueva artículo, pues nada más suscríbanse y van a estar recibiendo. Pero todo esto es gratis y pues aquí está hablando del siguiente webinar, de lo que va a estar platicando. Entonces, pues es prácticamente lo que hace Ron. Ese es su trabajo. Entonces, para que lo visiten y si alguien está en Colorado, pues no dude en pasar a Discovery Center del Space Foundation.
That's right. And then, so our big event every year is Space Symposium. There we'll at, Space Symposium. And at the very minimum, it will be partially virtual this year. This is a huge event. It's something that we are an international event every year. We have, I think we're somewhere over 15,000 people come to this event every year. And because it will be partially online, there's going to be a chance for people that can never get a chance to come to the U.S. to be a part of it. So we're really excited about it. Keep checking out our social media stuff, and we're going to be giving details on the virtual portion of that event over the next few weeks and months. And it actually will kick off October 31st, and we'll run through I believe it's September 2nd. November 2nd, my fault. So make sure to check that out and see. This is going to be a really cool chance. We are one of the biggest events in the industry, very much like IAC or Satellite, where, I mean, we get thousands and thousands of people and take over this huge resort, man. So being able to bring it to people virtually is really cool.
Okay, what's the name of this symposium? Space Symposium.
Yep, Space Symposium, yes, sir.
Okay, bueno, hay un evento que lo hacen de manera anual que se llama el Space Symposium, en donde va a ser prácticamente parcial virtual, en donde reúnen a muchísima gente y lo hacen siempre. Y pues también les invita pues para que se informen y vean toda la información y de hecho congregan un chorro de gente y pues es padre porque a veces hay oportunidad para la gente que a veces nunca había ido a un lugar de esos, pues ese es uno de los eventos muy grandes. Incluso hay unos eventos, por ejemplo, cuando Starlink lanzó, que hay un evento que es para puros satélites, pues prácticamente de esa magnitud es el evento que se llama Space Symposium.
That's right. So, I mean, that's just, a little bit of what I do. And for those that are wanting to join tonight, I've been really, really excited that I have worked with the CEO of OPT Telescopes to create the Space Fam show that I do every Saturday night at 8 p.m. And I know it's a little late for you, brother, but definitely have you on the list to do the show here in a couple months and allow you to come on and hang with us. So it's twitch.tv/Clear Skies Network. Yep. If you want to check out the Twitch channel and kind of throw that up, because I actually think there's a live stream that's going on right now and they're showing some cool stuff. It's an entire channel full of shows talking about everything from astronomy to astrophotography, and then mine is it's very much a talk show where we have musical guests. We have a really great time, and I see that Abigail Bollenbach, who is one of my guests tonight, has just commented that saying hello, hi, hey Abby, and we're really I'm really excited about this. 4 guests minimum a week, and all of them are just stellar people that are amazing science communicators.
Sí, y bueno, pues este es el evento del día de hoy a las 8. Recuerden, pues va a estar Neil deGrasse Tyson, va a estar Abigail Bollenbach también. Va a ser a las, de hecho, para mi horario, pues va a ser dentro de 6 horas, bueno, 5 horas, 18, 12 minutos. Entonces, pues hay mucha actividad, pues hacen también programas de astrofotografía, pues para que vean, lo visiten, no se les pase. Y de hecho, if you mind, I have the interview I have the interview that we did with Neil deGrasse.
Play whatever you want to. I think I've got 4 or 5 clips of asking him one question, and then I've got 2 other full interviews. You show whatever you want to, man. I'm fine with it.
Déjenme les comparto la entrevista que tuvo con Neil deGrasse Tyson, ¿verdad? Que él tuvo la oportunidad y pues a mí me gusta mucho Neil deGrasse Tyson también, ¿verdad? Pues por la nueva forma del programa de Cosmos, pero ahí va. Neil deGrasse. Hold on. Share screen. Stardom. Ahí está.
Oh.
Sí.
Now, the beautiful people with...
No se oye, ¿verdad? We don't hear the sound, but it is
we can hear it. I hear the sound.
You hear the sound?
Yeah, absolutely. So in StreamYard, whenever you click on it, you clicked on it to be able to use the sound. I'm hearing it. You just need to turn it up. You just need to turn the volume up, but I can hear it.
Hold on.
Sure.
Well, bueno, okay, I want to remove it.
We can hear it. You're good. Yeah.
Bueno, pero él tuvo la oportunidad de visiten también esa entrevista. Está todo en inglés, pero si ustedes saben inglés, pues nada más véanla, está muy padre. Y pues bueno, pues se nos invita entonces hoy a las 8. Bueno, hoy a las 8 en el tiempo de allá, como les digo, pues son 7 horas y pelitos. Entonces, para que los visiten, ¿ok? So, I need to remove this. How do I remove this? Remove it.
But like I said, man, it was just a little soft, but I could hear it if you want to play it. I heard it on my end.
Really? I didn't hear it. That's why
it's playing. I promise. Like I wouldn't lie to you, man. I know StreamYard. You played it, and the volume was playing. If you want to play it, because we've got a private chat, I'll tell you if I can't hear it. But if you want to play it, well, okay. I mean, I guess you would need to hear it so that way you can translate it, right?
Yeah.
So never mind.
But you do the talking.
Okay. I'll tell you what we're talking about, and then you can translate it. That works. Right, love it when a plan comes together, man. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Here's so this is a really cool thing. I'm using Restream, so this will go out.
You can hear it, right?
I sure can.
Right now, so
okay,
it's going to be people from all over watching, man.
Excellent.
What's going on, everybody? You know who I am. I'm Ron Sparkman, and you even more so know the guy that I'm talking to today, the one and only Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil, how's it going, man? How's life?
Ron, dude, look at your shirt. I feel bad. I don't have a shirt.
He's mentioning how cool my shirt is. I'll be wearing that shirt again tonight.
Cool background. You're the one standing in front of the Big Bang, so
technically,
I think.
If you move your head just a bit, see that the coattail blows up like. Yeah,
that's
I think
freaking
I would
awesome.
have been a little more severe on my circumstances than just a puff of air on my coattail.
So what he's talking about is the fact that behind me I have it's the Big Bang and it's blowing his jacket back a little bit. And he's explaining the science that's not right. Like if something like that were happening, it wouldn't just barely blow up his coattails. It would obviously be more than that during the Big Bang. Oh, hey. How's it going, everybody? So Cosmo, apparently something happened and kicked him out, and he will be right back to continue the interview. So I think if anybody has any questions for me, and you can send it to me in English, I'll be glad to answer any questions. So if you dig what you saw today and you want to see more, don't forget to follow everything that I do on Stardom Space at Stardom Space on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, all over the place. And continue to follow and check out this super cool show. And please join us tonight. Again, we've got Abigail Bolenbach. We have Bianca Fellow. Hopefully I got that right. We got Neil deGrasse Tyson. We got the super awesome rock band Cold. It's going to be live streamed everywhere. We're really excited about it. Cosmo, I got you, man. Like, this is what I do for a living. No. It's happened to me on this before where I've lost somebody. So I just was like, hey, check out all the channels. Here's all the cool stuff. I'll just wait for Cosmo to get back.
Lo que pasa es que le piqué a la tachita y ahí no era, entonces se quedó Ron. Entonces lo único que dijo pues fue invitarlos a todos los lugares de todas las redes sociales, pero pues bueno, lo bueno es de que se quedó la transmisión y seguimos compartiendo. Pero bueno, pues entonces pues muchísimas gracias, Ron. Thank you very much, Ron, for your time.
Yeah.
For all your speedy English.
You are more than welcome. It's what I'm great at, talking to, man. It's my job.
Thank you very much, Ron. It's challenging. It's challenging.
You were amazing, man. Thank you for letting me come on and share all the cool stuff that I get to do and translating it to your incredible audience of like 120, 150,000. I remember it's a huge platform just on Facebook alone, man. You do amazing work.
Ok, muy bien. Entonces nada más le dije a Ron que muchas gracias. Habla demasiado rápido. Tengo que traducirlo muy rápido y a veces se me olvidan. Si se fijan, pues sí, rapidísimo. Y pues gracias. Dice que agradece pues el tiempo pues para que comparta todo lo que él hace. Y pues síganlo. Stardom, The Space Guy, Space Foundation Discovery Center, I Love Mars, Explore Mars. And I don't know which one.
The Mars Society. I'm also the Red Planet Radio, and then OPT Telescopes. I work with them as an affiliate, and I also do the show Space Fam. Yeah, OPT.
Pues bueno, y todo lo demás, el OPT, etcétera. Muy bien, pues bueno. So thank you very much. We're going to end the transmission. Vamos a terminar la transmisión and see you. Nos vemos hasta la próxima. ¿Sale?